It was a routine flight from Sydney to Melbourne, just like any other day in the skies, until it wasn't. On Thursday morning, Jetstar Flight JQ507 had just touched down at Melbourne Airport. The plane was taxiing to the gate when, suddenly, one passenger decided that he wasn't going to wait for a regular exit. In an unprecedented move, a man in his 30s pulled open the emergency exit door and jumped out of the plane. That's right, he didn't wait for the seatbelt sign to turn off, he didn't grab his luggage, and he definitely didn't listen to the flight attendants. The situation escalated quickly. Passengers watched in shock as the man stood up, ignoring repeated instructions from the crew to sit down. According to Sky News, the man was pacing around the cabin, visibly disturbed. Tensions were high as flight attendants and fellow passengers urged him to stay calm and remain seated. But in a matter of moments, he had made his way to the emergency exit, pulled the lever, and triggered the automatic deployment of the evacuation slide. Before anyone could stop him, he had jumped onto the wing and slid right off the plane. Imagine the chaos inside that cabin. Passengers were screaming at the man to stop, with some even attempting to physically restrain him. One passenger, named Adam, shared his experience, describing how everyone on board was in a state of panic. He recounted how the atmosphere was tense, with confusion and fear spreading quickly through the cabin. A woman seated near the emergency exit was left traumatized by the event, witnessing firsthand how close the situation came to becoming even more dangerous. So, what happens when someone activates an emergency exit like this? Well, once the door is opened, the evacuation slide automatically deploys, creating a quick exit from the aircraft. However, this is a serious breach of safety protocol. Passengers are instructed to remain seated for a reason until it's safe to disembark. In this case, the plane had just arrived at the gate when the incident occurred. The Jetstar spokesperson confirmed that the plane was parked at the time, but that didn't make the situation any less alarming. Ground handling staff quickly restrained the man after he slid down the evacuation slide, and he was handed over to the Australian Federal Police, AFP. The incident caused a significant disruption, but fortunately, all other passengers were safely allowed to disembark after the chaos settled. But what would lead someone to make such a drastic decision? Some reports suggest that the man may have been experiencing a psychotic episode. Adam, who was on the flight, mentioned that the man appeared disturbed before pulling the emergency exit lever. Whatever the reason, it was a dangerous and unpredictable situation that could have ended much worse. The man was arrested by the AFP and is now facing serious consequences. This kind of behavior is not only illegal but puts the lives of passengers, crew, and ground staff at risk. While it's still unclear what exactly motivated the man's actions, incidents like this raise important questions about airline safety and mental health in public spaces. How can airlines better handle situations involving distressed passengers? And what can be done to prevent incidents like this from happening in the future? Thank you for joining us on the Fame journey today as we explored this shocking and chaotic event. Air travel is something many of us take for granted, but incidents like this remind us just how quickly things can go wrong. Fortunately, no one was injured this time, but the story of Flight JQ507 will leave many passengers thinking twice about their next flight. If you found this story as unbelievable as we did, make sure to share it with your friends, leave a comment below, and tell us your thoughts. What would you have done if you were on that flight? And, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring the journey with us.